Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is The Money Saver. Be sure to subscribe and leave a like. I post videos relating to gig work, beginning investment, and money saving tips. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. If you clicked on this video, you're probably interested in driving for Doordash. Now, whether that's because the pandemic has put you out of work, cut your hours, or you're just looking for a nice, solid side hustle, the reason doesn't matter. For me personally, I DoorDash on the side to make a little extra money. I drive about 10 to 15 hours a week. These past 5 weeks, I made over $1,500, and that equates to about $23 an hour. That is with the Prop 22 adjustment, and just real quick on Prop 22, it guarantees you 120% of minimum wage during active time, which is when you accept a delivery, plus 30 cents per mile you drive. However, this is only when you drive within the borders of California. Without Prop 22, I'm averaging closer to $19.60 an hour, which is still really solid, depending on where you live. After you account for gas, I make about $21.50 an hour Prop 22 and $18 without. So my first tip is to know your worth. You shouldn't be taking like low money orders. You shouldn't be taking no tip orders. Do not fret too much about your acceptance rate. Your acceptance rate really doesn't matter. Some people have as low as like 10%. I've seen. I myself, I have 70%, but I never take low orders. For me, a good rule of thumb is $1 a mile, $5 or $6 minimum. That's because people who don't tip obviously don't value your time, and you really shouldn't deliver to them. Also, there's a scam going around where people are reporting the food as not delivered so that they could get free food or double up their order. And this usually only happens with people who don't tip. So it's better to just avoid all low offers and save yourself the heartache. I bring up the scam that's going around because you need to take pictures of all your deliveries, even if the app doesn't require it. Even if it's a hand it to me order and they're waiting for you, let them know that you need to take a picture. That way you're safe, just in case they try to pull the scam on you. You can file an appeal with DoorDash and say that, hey, I have a picture, because if you get 3 undelivered, 3 contract violations, you will get deactivated. My dirt tip is to always communicate. If the restaurant's taking a little while, always text the customer and let them know, because that way they don't blame you. They blame the restaurant. If they do blame you, you could see your customer rating go down, and it's really hard to get the customer rating back up because a lot of times customers don't rate. My next tip is probably the more important one, is to drive safe. It's not worth it to get in an accident or get hurt or get pulled over for speeding, and then you have to pay upwards to $230 for a speeding ticket. That 1 or 2 minutes you're going to save is not worth it. My next tip is to always track your miles. I didn't know about this at first, but for every mile you drive, you get a 56 cents deducted as a business expense. For me, if you drive 100 miles, that's $56 you don't get taxed on, which saves you about $18. A good app to use that I use personally is Stride. And here I have a video of their really easy interface. You just click on the app, and then you click the Start a Drive button. It's easy. Click I'm done driving, and then you're done. And Stride lets you put in how much money you made, and it'll calculate your taxes for you. You get your report at the end of the year, and you could also list your tolls, parking, and other stuff you have to pay, PPE, as a business deduction. One of the most important things you guys need to know is to withhold your taxes, because DoorDash does not withhold your taxes for you. I withhold 30% to be safe, and I use Yotta Savings to hold that money. It's a high interest savings account that gives you a chance to win up to $10 million every week. It's a 0.2% base interest, plus for every $25 you deposit, you get a recurring ticket for all future drawings that you don't lose until you withdraw the money. If you guys are interested in signing up, I'll leave a link in the bottom, and use my code TMS151. Finally, we have some frequently asked questions and other tips. The first one is regarding the hot bags. It's great to keep the food warm if you're stuck in traffic, but I only use it for long deliveries and stacked orders. But be sure you do bring some snacks, especially if you're new, because you don't want to quit your dinner or lunch rush just because you get a little bit hungry. Dash gear may also be a good investment if you live in an area that might be accusing you of stealing or trespassing. If they see the shirt, hopefully they'll know that you're just delivering food. And you always want to build a positive relationship with the restaurants you deliver from. You might get like free food or at the very least a good service. And you should also look into getting a Costco card. It costs $60 a year, and I save $50 to $70 a year just on gas. Another question that gets asked a lot is, should I do this full time? I personally don't, but it really depends on your situation. If you have a revolving schedule, then go for it. Just make sure to set aside money for a new car fund or a auto repair fund, or else you won't be able to dash once your car breaks down. The next question is it worth it to be a top dasher? Me personally, I am teetering on top dasher status. I'm at about 70%. But let's look at the requirements to be a top dasher. You need a 4.7 rating, a 70% acceptance rate, a 95% completion rate, and a 200 lifetime deliveries. And the perks of being a top dasher is you get to dash anytime, and tiebreakers for deliveries are in your favor. To me, being a top dasher isn't worth it. You could always just schedule, and tiebreakers, you don't know if those deliveries are going to be good anyways. You don't want to take like crappy deliveries just to be a top dasher. It's absolutely not worth it in my book. For those of you guys who made it to the end, thank you. For those of you guys who just came to the TLDR version, I'm just going to talk over it, but you can look at the screen. I want to thank you guys for coming to check out my YouTube video. As I said before, I post videos every week. It's mostly for gig work, beginning investment, and a lot of money saving tips. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys again. Have a wonderful day.